Our next unit begins with some new relationships between lines and angles. Now, the first one on here, parallel lines, certainly doesn't sound new. You know that they are lines which do not intersect, but we're going to get more specific with that definition now and also say that they must be coplanar. So, for example, we have line AD and line FG in this diagram. A quick trick to identify that they are in fact parallel is that they go in the same direction as each other. So even though they might not appear to be coplanar at first, remember there is a plane that slices through this way. So there is one plane that passes through both of those lines, so they are coplanar. The next term on here, skew lines, also refers to lines which do not intersect, but skew lines are not coplanar. So that quick trick can be applied the same way in that you're looking for lines which go in different directions. So for instance, we can still start with line AD, but line CG is skewed to that. See how line CG will never intersect line AD, yet there isn't a plane that would go through both of those lines. They're not coplanar. And lastly, parallel planes refers to two planes which do not intersect. So if I look at the top of the box, plane ABC, sorry, my writing is so slow. Okay, plane ABC, top of the box, that never intersects the bottom of the box, plane EFG. Now, just a reminder from chapter 1, we use 3 points to name a plane. But even though we're only saying those 3 points, it does refer to the entire surface. It's not limited to just those 3 points. Let's see a few more examples with this. In the first example, we're looking for a line which is parallel to AG and specifically contains point C. So remember, the quick trick to figuring out if it's parallel is to see if it's going in the same direction. So the only line that works for that one is line CI. That's supposed to be an I. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this looking like an I a little bit better. Oop. Wow. Okay. The next example, we're looking for a line which is perpendicular to AG and contains point B. Now recall from last chapter that perpendicular means they intersect at a right angle. So the only line which does that is line AB. Let me highlight that on here for you. There's our first line. We're looking to go through point B, perpendicular to it. And lastly, skew. Here's line AG. We need a line that goes through point C and does not intersect it, but is not coplanar. So it's going to be going in different directions. So for instance, line BC would work for that. Or line CD would also be an option. And lastly, a plane parallel to plane AFL and containing point C. So remember, plane AFL, I'm only saying those 3 points to name it, but it is referring to this entire surface. So the other surface, which is parallel to it, is plane CDJ. Right? So let's stop there. Take a moment to try practice problems 1 through 10. See how well you understood that first part of the lesson. You can check your answers on the back. And then when you're ready, you can go to part 2. All right, bye.